Hey everyone, welcome back to Automation. In this game, I tend to make some weird stuff, which you're not seeing at the moment because I'm kind of hiding it for now. But I tend to make weird vehicles. You just have to go not too far back into my history to find that out. And today we're going to be modifying two of them, and I'll explain why in a bit. But first, I just want to say I've got a brand new channel. It is my second channel. That's where all the project car videos that I've been doing on my Infiniti and my Hyundai Tiburon, that's where they will live. So if you want to see those, go check that out, subscribe, and there are two videos there for you already if you've missed them. And I also want to say the Bugo stickers are still poppin'. I'm having a lot of fun seeing where you guys put them. And yeah, well, they're $5 each. That's shipping and taxes included. You can find them on my website. It's a great way to support me, and you also get a cool sticker out of it. Anyway, back into automation because I have a small surprise for you. Some of the Discord guys were telling me after making this car here that I can get more power by switching to a different head style. And so I've done that, and now as you can see the car is making 4,652 horsepower. So I'll explain how that works in a second. But if we go back to the engine, you'll see it is sporting a direct acting overhead cam, and yeah, it used to have 4,453 horsepower. That was with an overhead cam, and now it has more using direct acting. For whatever reason, it just happens to be capable of more in this game. I don't think it makes much sense, but that's just how it is. So I'm happy to report that's how we got this, and I'm gonna try and squeak a little bit more power out of it because we're gonna be fighting against something equally dangerous. Yeah, I've had to make a few sacrifices to get here, including the pistons, the conrods, and the crank, but that's just how it goes. I mean, we're sporting 200 more horsepower than we had before, and the RPM limit is down just a little bit. Basically, I've accomplished this by lowering the compression and then lowering the turbine size just ever so slightly to try and balance it out. I've kind of got to the point where it's not going any higher using that technique, so I'm kind of lost, but yeah, I've been doing this as well. Just like a little bit down on the intercooler, we get a bit more power, but then anything more and we lose a lot. That's just how it is with everything here. Like if I touch the compressor, we just lose power. Alright, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to make this thing sport its new name though, because again, times have changed and we've gained 200 horsepower. 655 is looking pretty nice. Okay, I think I'm going to change the color and then we'll export this, but we need a challenger for this, and I have a few ideas. So remember how I made this in the video previous to the last one, so I guess 2 videos ago, and people just would not stop commenting about how horses have more than 1.9 horsepower, and you know what, I agree. Horses have however much horsepower we can get in 1946, so let's just try and crank this thing up and try to make it a little bit bigger. I don't think this is gonna work very well. Just the thought. But big power comes big responsibilities, and yeah, we need a 90-degree. Okay, probably gonna be a V8. So the issue with this thing is entirely length. Unfortunately, it's just not big enough to really suit anything, at least with the mid-transverse option. I mean, if we try mid-longitudinal, we might be able to get a little bit more. Okay, yeah, we definitely can. Maybe, oh, a V16 perhaps. A competitive V16. Okay, maybe not quite as big. Okay, I'm actually going to make it a V12. I'm going to go for a 5.3 liter V12 in 1946 with an overhead or a direct acting overhead cam, because as we found out, that is the way to make the most power. Yeah, we definitely have some work to do, including making the components as heavy as they can get. And, well, trying my best here to raise everything up to size. Maybe we can make more than 0.1 or 1.9 horsepower. Just maybe. Okay, I haven't looked at it yet. I have no idea how much power it makes. It's having issues with wheel spin. It's having all kinds of problems, but a 57 horsepower. Oh boy. All right, let's raise up that RPM limit a little bit. Things are breaking as I do this. 100 horsepower. 116. Okay, we're starting to get into problems. So our max power is going to be reached. I mean, we can't go any higher than 5100 RPM, so I've got to lower this. Otherwise, we're just going to cause issues. But 120 horsepower. That's not great. I mean, that is with cam profile up all the way. I think we can afford to lower that down. 137 is looking a little bit nicer. And then compression is way down as well. Okay, it looks like it has to be way down. Then we don't have a choice on that one. Yeah, I'm forgetting that we're only running 85 octane. That's really not much to work with. I'm going to move up to super leaded. That'll give us a bit more room. Okay, it appears that I broke the game because the graphs have stopped moving. That's mildly worrying. I'm gonna go back and try again. Okay, so it makes 0 horsepower. That's not a great sign. Please, game, come back to me. What did I break? You know what? I think I'm gonna make a new engine. Just because it doesn't seem to want to function. This is the first time I've run into any issue like this, but I mean it's not the end of the world. We can just make something new. Okay, so this time I'm not going to push boundaries too much. This is a brand new V12, very beautiful. Hopefully with high quality materials we can come up with something decent. But the fill is not as much as it was before. I'm worried that it kind of broke it last time, or maybe it was the fact that the other engine was totally, just completely destroyed and barely worked. So we got twin, triple, quad, and 6, and then over here we have the same options except no triple. I figure 6 carburetors is probably best with 98 fuel. Yeah, do we care about fuel economy? Yeah, you know what? No, we don't. Let's go 6 carbs, no eco. Okay, this should be better. I'm going for race tubular, dual exhaust, no mufflers at all, and the highest possible speeds. Finally, we're seeing some real power, 238. Okay, it seems like the game is giving me a little bit here, just a little bit extra. 300 horsepower, now that is what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. Okay, this engine is going to be naturally aspirated, so we do have to be careful. We can't have the cam profile up too high, otherwise we'll lose all our lower end torque, and then the horse isn't going to go the nice way that we want it to. I don't want to min-max this too hard because, again, otherwise it might not work. That seems to be an issue we've had a few times in the past, just a few times. So I might even call it here at 300 horsepower. 300 horsepower in 1946 is insane. So I think, yeah, we'll play it as safe as possible. I'm going to have to do a number on the wheels though, my goodness. I'm going back here just quickly to redesign part of the chassis. I want to make it as light as humanly possible, and at this point it's kind of there-ish. I mean, it's got leaf springs in the front, so I think we can probably switch that back. Hopefully everything still fits. Hopefully. Okay, yes, thankfully it does, goodness. What those wishbones are going to allow us to do is lower the ride height of this thing just a little bit extra if we need to. At this point I'd like to keep the horse on the ground, but I can shorten its legs if necessary, as awkward as that's going to look. But yeah, that's it for the engine. 300 horsepower is a decent amount. Let's call that 310. Okay, so we keep it the same trim and all that. I figure just having it look the same is fine. I don't want to change the exterior look either because I think it's pretty much perfect. Yeah, this is going to be a bit wild. We also need to place another exhaust. This thing has a hidden turbo underneath, and it looks like we might need 2 of them because this one's coming out the top, which is not right. So we got rear wheel drive, manual, 4-speed, and our top speed is claiming to be 205 kilometers an hour, which is quite fast. So let's raise this thing up to approximately there, and then we'll kind of see where things go. Spacing is at 100. I'm going to lower that down a little bit, just a touch, maybe down to about 60 or so. Manual locker, we want to have at least some traction, please. So it claims that the actual top speed is 112. I'm going to go through everything else. We'll come back to that because that's probably being very negatively affected by the wheel spin. Semi-slicks, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on with this graph? There's a very fine line between understeer and oversteer, and we are deep into oversteer. I'm going to make these as wide as they can get. Okay, that makes it a little bit better. It's actually movable. Yeah, no, this is going to be a ridiculous beast, and I'm mildly afraid of what's going to happen to it. I'm thinking... I don't really know what to think, to be honest. It just seems like we're fighting a fine line here between, yeah, this is gonna work, and no, there's no chance. But I'm gonna lower down the rim size specifically so we can increase the wheel size. They are actually, it's gonna look a lot different, is what I'm trying to say. With 300 horsepower, we need wheels, and thankfully, we're getting back to a sense of normalcy here. Just a little bit of normalness. Okay, that looks a little bit more like a bit of a, not really a wagon anymore, is it? It's more of a very interesting looking race car. But hey, that's the best it's been, considering the circumstances. Oh man, 99, I'll take it. I like that a lot. Much skinnier front wheels mean we can move the offset out a little bit, and we're actually kind of moving out of oversteer territory a little bit. Just a touch, but I like it. Okay, other issues we're having include brakes, quality, wheel spin, everything else. Okay, obviously the brakes are weak. I'm going to increase the size of them to the max, and they're still weak. I'm going to maybe move the bias to the front, and maybe to the back, actually. This is not working out well, is it? Okay, we got full race pads, and the front brake is maybe a little bit too weak. I'm going to try and balance these out a little bit. So it basically brakes almost entirely on the front, which is a mistake. I'm telling you that right now, but I'm kind of okay with it. We'll just not worry about that at all and just pretend that everything's okay. How about that? Oh yeah, I forgot that this thing has ridiculous materials and such, but it's also really light. And the suspension is a disaster, so we'll have to work on that. Interesting things going on here. Let me go back to the gearing. Okay, our top speed is actually 202. That's a lot more reasonable. I'm a bit happier with that. I don't think we're going to be winning this drag race, but we're definitely going to try. Okay, so our ride height is currently 0.9. I want to keep that. Because I don't want to mess up everything else here. But just out of curiosity, just for the sake of figuring out things, keep in mind 0.9. Oh, that's what it looks like at 692 millimeters. That doesn't seem right, but the horse is in the ground and everything else is, well, looking interesting. That's not what I would expect. And then all the way up at the top, that's what we got. Okay, I'm going to lower it until the horse is back on the ground, and then I'm going to call it, that's the good spot. Just somewhere like right here. Perfect. Okay, so I've tuned it to be 100% sportiness, and you can see we have a bit of camber on the back, which is interesting. It's going to be a bit of a wild one on the strip. I'm very, very excited about it, to be honest. Drivability, all that stuff, who cares? This is all about the power. And in this case, it's only 900 kilos, and this thing's got 300 horsepower. So we're not going to be competing too much with the other car, but I really, really want to take the both of these down the drag strip, do multiple passes, and just see how the heck this goes. So to come along with me, let's go to beamng. Let's see what happens. Alright, so here's what the Hellhound looks like in beamng. You can see that it's, well, I accidentally painted the front this color as well, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it being all one color is actually not too bad. If we take it for a quick drive, actually I probably should turn it on first. This car is a wheel spin queen, and it just happens to spin these wheels everywhere all the time. So I figured what we would do, and I'm purposefully not showing you the other car, by the way. I don't want to show you it yet. You got a bit of a hint there, but let's drive each one of them down to the drag strip so you can experience what it's like to be in one of these cars in a maybe a bit of a normal situation, where this thing will literally spin the wheels in every single gear that it has. I believe it has 7 of them. 7 gears, 4 wheels, that's all it needs to spin, and my goodness does it spin. Yeah, this car is ridiculously quick, probably one of the fastest ones I've made, probably one of my favorite cars I've made in automation, and I'm happy to make a second one here to try out this new concept of fighting stuff much, much weaker, because I don't know, I may as well. And then if you've never seen what this car looks like in BeamNG, I am prepared to show you the broken camel horse thing that it is on the front of it. I must tell you as well that this car has some serious issues. There are some major problems that need to be addressed with it. But let's just go for a quick spin around the parking lot. I'm going to start the engine. You can see the horse vibrates, and you know that it's ready to go. Manual transmission, because this is the 40s, but it does wheelies. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm so happy it does. This is gonna be a riot on the drag strip. Okay, if I sounded sarcastic there, I'm not being sarcastic. Like, this is the best thing I have seen all day. This brings a smile to my face more than much else in this world. To know that this thing does wheelies and it also is incredibly top heavy is just, I don't know, it brings a tear to my eye. I like it a little bit too much. Okay, but I mean, it's already a direct improvement, just in the sense that it drives. Compared to its predecessor, it did not drive at all, and this one is completely functional, so I'm very happy about that. And oh geez, I'm kind of concerned of what happens if I turn on the manual locker, but it's very clear that this was not made to do turns. It's just way too short a wheelbase, and way too thin as well. Too much weight on top, not low enough. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Let me throw on the locker because that's how we get into race mode. And as you can tell, there is no stopping the wheelies in this. It is just endless wheelies in first. I might even have to start the drag race in second just to keep away from the wheelies. Keep in mind that this is a 4-speed, so that's all we got there, just 4 speeds, and hopefully, oh my goodness, I can keep it controlled. I really want to just do a test pass right now, just to make sure it's actually possible. I also really want to see what it's like when the AI takes over, because I feel like the AI isn't going to be able to do much with this car, seeing as it is a bit of a ridiculous speed demon. Okay, so let's go up here, and I'm expecting bad things. Boom! Right up in the air. Oh my goodness. Okay, obviously we can't start like that. That's just not gonna work. Okay, this time I'm gonna hold the brake, I'm gonna hammer second, and I'm gonna go... Oh, come on. Apparently a revving start is not a good way to go with this one. Who would have thought? Okay, attempt number 3 is going to be a little bit more passive. I'm just going to leave the horse across the line because I feel like it's not really doing anything unless its wiggles are somehow giving us better traction. But I'm going to shift early. Oh my goodness, it's entirely uncontrollable. It's an absolute disaster. Oh man, what happened to that? What happened? Okay, probably getting to the one you actually wanted to see in this video. Let me just quickly make this go without traction control, which, as you would suspect, is a disaster in itself. So I'm just going to launch off here, and I want you to see the vigorous force that this thing just launches with. There is no stopping something that is just this blazingly fast, and I'm thankful that I do not have to shift the gears on it. Just look at that. 360 kilometers an hour down at the end of the strip, and I did not extend the gears at all in comparison to its other version, so yeah, that's about where we max out on this thing. I feel like I could probably break some top speed records if I really wanted to, and you know what, we might try it eventually. I mean, what's the point in having all of that horsepower if we don't use it for something? I say we go up against our rival in this case being the other version of this, which has 200 less horsepower, but it has the same gears. So I'm wondering if I can't just face off against this one and see if I can't beat it. Hopefully I can. I mean, I'm racing the AI driving my own creation. Okay, apparently things are all screwed up now. Okay, that time it actually seemed to work. I'm going to quickly do what I did before again. We're going to make sure to stage up properly. I'm going to start in S1, and I'm going to hope that that's enough to beat this guy. Apparently he's staged, but not really. Okay, there we go, there we go. No shifting gears, just flying. And apparently, holy crap. Wow, we are neck and neck there. Goodness. What are those speeds? Come on, game. Yeah, I don't think that their speed counted because I didn't end up getting a clip of the time there, unfortunately. However, we can go and see it on the board, even though I'm missing a wheel, and they're also driving back in the wrong lane. That's fine. Okay, so my time was a 7.374. That is pretty darn quick, and that's 221, I'm assuming, miles an hour? I don't think that was kilometers an hour. I'm not sure what I have this game set to. It should be metric. However, I feel like we're doing more than 200 kilometers, as that guy was just flying past. Look at that speed. Okay, I think he just buried in a wall over there. Come on, buddy. I saw those pieces fly off. There's no hiding that you just crashed one of my cars. Come on now. Oh, man. Okay, so as it turns out, I'm the only one that can drive these cars because of how ridiculous they are. The AI has trouble, but I figure I just want to try it one more time just to see if that was just a fluke or something. Because I have seen this car, I mean the one on the left, go down this drag strip before properly. And I'm interested to see it happen again. If it would stage, which it won't. Okay, this is my real attempt to here, because the last one was a fail once again. They didn't stage, but this time they did. Okay, got it. That time, I think I'm a little bit slower. I'm trying to start an S1, but I probably should try and hit the revs. And yeah, they actually did finish that run. I don't think I got counted, though. Theirs was a 7.1. Mine was not there? Yeah, I didn't get anything. 7.1, though. Goodness. Alright, there we go. 37. Apparently I didn't cross the line. Alright then, apparently the drag strip's not quite as accurate as I thought it was. Let's go up against something a little bit more dangerous, perhaps. And by that I mean the wiggling horse creature from before. I'm gonna give this one the benefit of the doubt and say that they're probably not gonna finish this race. Oh, I just jumped it. Darn. Okay, this time I got it. It seems like the front wheels actually count as it staging, so that's really cool. I'm almost staged. There we go, and oh, the wheelie right into the wall and then right over. Oh no, it's gonna finish the race. Come on. Come on. Oh no, it won't finish. Ah, my masterpiece. I'll come back for you. Alright, so this time I am cautiously optimistic that I can get it down the track in some sort of semblance of speed and order and all that. Although, you know, in a lot of ways I doubt it. I feel like I'm going to need to do a lot more to get through this. However, let's just see if I can stage it first. And I can... Come on, car. There we go. Staged. Oh, and I jumped it. Come on now. The brakes aren't strong enough to hold the car. Okay, I really like watching the horse wiggle as the AI tries to drive it. It's just really funny looking. Oh my goodness, the head. Alright, AI, you got nothing on me. Watch me lock the diff here, too. I'm gonna try and start in third, maybe, and see if I can't just do something. Yeah, if I start in third, then we at least get power down. I'm gonna shift early, fourth gear. No, just give me a time, please. Just anything, 160 kilometers an hour. Okay, apparently that didn't count. What the heck? The drag strip's being way too picky. Maybe the horse crossed the line or something. You know, it actually does drive pretty smoothly in fourth. But that's it. Like, that's the only speed in which you can drive this car. It's either fourth or nothing. And apparently, I think the horse is maybe scraping its hooves along the ground. Is that what I'm seeing? Is that what I'm witnessing here? It could be worse. Now that is what I'm talking about. We got a 4,650 horsepower old truck versus 1946 Carriage with a horse. Battle for the ages, people. Battle for the ages. I think I know who's gonna win. It's the horse. I mean, while we're here and while I'm still alive, I think it might be interesting to try this thing out on the road track, mostly because I want to see what it'll do. The corners are definitely not its specialty, and maybe starting in third and fourth only is its way to victory, but oh my goodness, no. Oh my, wow. Okay, let me unlock the diff. I think I'm gonna end up rolling a few more times. Yeah, basically unlocking the diff means that our wheels are not locked together on the back, so we should theoretically be able to turn a bit better, although that is theoretical. Oh, this top heaviness is not good. I wonder if I lowered it to the max, if that would help. Like, if it was as low as it can possibly be, would that solve the tippy issue? The answer is probably no, but I can dream. Like, if you think of really short wheelbase cars like this, well, for one, there aren't any, unless you're talking about like a Fiat 500 or something, but they're not anywhere near this tall, and they still do have rollover issues. Ooh, depending on the setup. Come on back now, buddy, let's go. Get back over. You'll be fine, come on. But any short wheelbase car has these kind of problems, and also track width vehicle. Like, this thing has pretty thin tires, all things considered, and it's got basically negative track width. You can see the brakes are literally right there, right next to the engine. But yeah, it's working. Let me get up into fourth here, coming down the straight. We got smoke coming out of the bonnet. And I don't think we're going to make this one, Chief. Into the stands we go. Oh man, what a disaster. Now this car, on the other hand, is a disaster in a different way. It can turn corners, although not particularly well, I will admit. Let me get into S. I'm in sport mode because otherwise I'm going to be spinning out like mad. The wheel spin on this thing just seems to be able to produce is ridiculous, but it also oversteers like mad, because if you hadn't guessed yet, or if you don't remember from earlier, it's all-wheel drive. I don't think it would be possible to make this thing rear-wheel drive and have it actually be functional. It would just be a donut machine. Like, there would be nothing else to it. Zero traction. The wheels in this game just could not handle it, even at this width. Like, there's not much more width you can get than that. You can see, even with the gears shortened in order to protect the wheel spin issues a little bit, I still am having issues with the car kind of flailing all over the place and doing its own thing. And it also spins wheels in every gear, even up in fifth here. So, oh yeah, we're going into the wall too. Oh man, well, you know what, I'm going to call that a success today. That was a brilliant success. Both of these vehicles are endlessly good in their own ways. Let me know what you think of them in the comments below. Which one of these two is your favorite of my creations? Oh man. I'm kind of afraid of that Carriage, to be honest. I'm just a little bit afraid. But hey, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. A little bit shorter than the last ones, I know, but I think that's a worthwhile cause. A lot of the footage that I had of this actually got cut off because my computer crashed, where I built the actual engine that was in this when you saw it at the beginning. However, again, footage gone. May it rest in peace, but hopefully this one's still kind of complete anyway. And you know what's going on, hopefully. It's just more power. More power in a car that's already got a lot of power. But yeah, don't forget to check out my new channel, my second channel called Bright Hill. I'll be doing more videos on that one coming up. Basically just have to find some time. Right now I'm trying to focus on main channel vids and bringing up the second channel as well, and a whole bunch of other stuff in the background. Just been really busy just with life, my goodness. And also the Bugo stickers. Thank you again to all those who have already bought them. There have been quite a few orders, more than I ever thought, and you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's going to be it. See you guys again next week for some more videos. Another Project Car 1 coming out on the second channel on Monday, and then more of this stuff next week on Saturday. And obviously main channel streams are Need for Speed every Tuesday night, 7-ish, 7:30-ish EST. Come and check it out. See you guys there. I've got to take some time to thank those who are channel members of this channel. They are good to me. They have been supporting me for most of them for months at this point, so thank you guys. But we have Overlord, QT Bear, Terry Williams, Jevo Poems, J Pope, Davis Hester, the German Dude, Mickey K1, Sleep64, Jug, and Childish Sin. I will get your name right eventually. Pronunciation is not my forte, apparently. But thank you, guys. Appreciate it a lot. More stuff coming up. Hopefully, you guys will be down with it. And again, thanks for your support. See you guys again next time.